Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Fave Realm. Thank you so much for your patience while we sorted out a driver issue that was going on a computer. This is, of course, the downside of streaming from 5 different locations. That there's 5 different points where things can just go hinky. But we are here, and this is now, and I'm going to toss it straight over to Adam so that hopefully he can remind us what in the hell happened last time, because I don't remember. I will quickly remind everyone, since it's been a little while, that we do have 3 charges of the death pool currently in play. So smoke them if you got them.
Um, yes, well, it is good to be with you all again. We are still in Ikath, the land of the waking nightmare, where the citizens of the land must choose between eternal slavery and servitude within the the dream of their lady Xian Sheng, or to starve to death in the waking streets, or perhaps be slaughtered by wandering Jiangxi. The party has learned to control their ability to awake and from the dream to a limited and difficult extent. Such difficulty was discovered more so by the wild last time. Drausken, frustrated by much of the happenings and the lack of happenings, frustrated by the lack of organization and of um, chaos that existed within the decisions of the party, has elected to um, seek wisdom, perhaps in solitude. Um, Not only to find information that he needs, but perhaps to have a little bit of alone time. Um, Drausken, the last that we saw him was in what is called the Guai Wheat Center, a marketplace within the dread domain of Akath. And he was greeted by a trembling, stuttering, um, withered old man presenting the hobgoblin with trinkets. And here I will bring us right over. You there? Remind me, uh, are we awake or asleep?
Now, friend, I believe we are asleep.
No. That makes this a little more difficult. I When I wake up, I would trade with you. I have but few things to give in this condition. I should have noticed. The hunger pangs have subsided, but I don't know how long I will be able to shirk my duties.
Are you in the waking world, in this abode as well?
Yes, unless someone has moved my body, I should be here with all of my things. C- can I interest you in something? When I awake, I will be so very hungry.
I have allies in the waking world who have food to spend.
Oh,
I will try to find a way to bring them to you.
Good. Good. I wish to share some food with my friend. She is here, nearby, here in the center. You cannot mistake her. She is frightening to behold, but so very sweet.
Who or what is she?
I do not know her name, for she can't speak. But if you go to her, she will show you her sensitivity and goodness. Can I can offer you something now in order to guarantee that I get some food?
I'll see to it that you find some food. What can you offer?
I have many things, but I have more when I am awake. I can give you this now. This object exists here and there, both places at once. It is a very fine, delicate thing. A robe made of ghost silk.
Show me.
He takes a trembling hand and reaches to a treasure chest. He lifts the lid up and then produces another smaller box. And opening that, you see a very finely pressed linen, which he takes out, and it seems almost completely weightless as the garment unfurls into the air and slowly begins to drop, catching the air around it. A sort of off-white, yellowed tinge of the fabric is then draped into his arms, and he offers it to you.
It does seem a fine treasure. However, I don't know that I have any use for it at this time.
Not everything needs to be used by by you. Maybe it could be a present. D- is there anyone that your friend?
That's a very good question. You said that this exists both here and in the waking world?
Yeah, that's a part of what makes it special.
So tell me, if I take this thing and I walk around, will it be floating around in the waking world? Will it just be bobbing through the air?
It behaves similarly in both worlds. Right now, everything that you have with you is a representation of what you see in yourself. But this is it's real.
I don't think that answered my question, but I'll take your gift nonetheless.
Good, good. I have not eaten in so long. My ribs are like knives in my sides. Thank you.
What is your name, old man?
Zon Mu.
Xianmu. I will
Yes.
find you.
Okay. What is your name, Master?
You may call me Drausken.
Good to meet you, my Lord Drausken.
Good to meet you, Xianmu.
Here is your item. Said to be able to ward off Jiangxi. This garment is woven from ghost hair and washed in vinegar. Jiangxi have disadvantage on saving throws against fear when within 30 feet of a creature wearing this robe.
All right. Drausken will sort of bundle it up and stuff it into his belt, I guess. Kind of wear it like a sash or something.
There you go. It suits you like that. Even though it's mostly for a woman.
Well, perhaps if I find one, I'll pass it along.
Speaking of that, would you say hello to my friend? She is just north of here. I think among the trash. She is unmistakable for she is nothing but teeth.
A startling image, but very well.
Thank you. Thank you. Remember, I have many other good things as well. Should you find me while we are awake?
I shall see to it.
Good.
Now, I believe we should busy ourselves before the
Yeah.
overseers catch Tiana.
Yes. He sinks down to his hands and knees, and he takes out a scrubbing brush and begins meticulously cleaning and polishing the stone, the cobble just underneath his feet.
All right. Well, robe tucked away, Drausken will exit the abode and start heading north, looking for this somewhat disturbing sounding friend.
As you travel northwards, looking amongst the stalls, you can hear a chittering, clicking sound. It's like rainfall of clicks with every step. And then you see a figure sort of dash away from your view, hiding, trying to remain secluded.
Well, having spent a fair bit of time in the military or military-like organizations, Drausken does his absolute best to look very busy while moving from one place to another.
You do so, and you can see the rather formidable-looking Zhang Shi at the center of the Guai Wheat Center, floating over a bundle of wooden beams, planks, and branches, which sits atop a stack of hay, clearly meant to be a burning pyre. As you look busy, the creature glances over at you and then looks back, observing the rest of the goings-on and ensuring that the people are doing as they must. And you see additional spirits appearing around it, placing more and more wooden things into the dream pyre.
Did I notice which way the figure that ducked away from me seemed to be moving?
Yes, just to the right, past the stall here, and you appear just in front of it. Creeping out, having been spotted, you see a strange figure, which you then recognize as a hand, where every phalanx of a finger bone could be seen. There is instead a human tooth, but it is articulated and moves as would the human form. The bones are attached to, again, series of teeth strung together to appear as the metacarpals, and then traveling up into the forearm, and then further on into the shoulder, where the very flesh of this creature are all simulated by a series of unending teeth, the point of which it goes outward from the body, all up along the neck to its face, which is not discernible, just teeth. The silhouette of the figure is vaguely feminine. The body language of it is scared, timid, shying away from you.
Drausken will turn his attention to one of the stalls where he can appear to be at work. And as he does, he'll kind of, in a rough whisper, say, "Do not worry. I'm a friend. Zhang Mu."
And when you say that word, the name, I should say, the creature sort of perks up and looks at you, and it begins to straighten itself. It takes a step towards you, and kind of tilting its head to the side and looking at you carefully.
"Be careful. Don't draw attention to us." "He bid that I say hello to you. Can you speak?"
She shakes her head no.
"But you can understand."
She shakes.
Are you trapped here, asleep?
She sort of regards her hands, looking, as far as you could tell, at her fingers, though she doesn't have eyes. Her face seems to be pointed at them, and it looks to you, and then there's a bit of a shrug.
You don't know.
She points at herself, and then looks out into the horizon, and extends her arm to its full length, pointing with the 4-digit. You follow the tracing of her direction, and you see her point to Pingong Tower.
Are you connected to this world somehow? To the Empress?
She nods.
Do you serve the Empress?
There's a bit of hesitation, and then sort of a trepidatious nod.
But you don't seem to enforce her will.
She seems confused.
What?
Then she looks, or turns to you, and starts to motion with her fingers, her toothy fingers. And she goes, she kind of like cups her hands together like this and sort of sways it back and forth. And then she takes her hand and does this, kind of waving it like the sea. And then she takes both of her hands and makes kind of a flipper motion.
Something about fish?
She nods emphatically.
I feel like I'm playing a bizarre game of charades. You don't seem to be aggressive. You don't want to hurt people, and you seem afraid of strangers.
She points at her chest where her heart would be, and then makes kind of like a clawed um, gesture with her fingers and squeezes near her heart and sort of tenses and does that a couple of times.
I am afraid that Dane is at a loss for what she's attempting to communicate. But perhaps Drausken might be more insightful.
Well, I think that's the key word, isn't it?
May
Did
I?
you already roll it? Okay.
No. I like to make a point of not rolling until the DM asks. So.
I actually appreciate that a lot. Please go ahead. Excellent. Her heart hurts. But you take it to mean more emotionally speaking.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Is
seem
there-
like she wants to eat the fish.
Is there something I can do to help you? Do you need something? You need fish. You want a fish? can I catch a fish for you? I'll admit I've never been a very good fisher, but I can try. She's pointing at something.
She's pointing at something beyond you.
I'm not going to say that I play a lot of fishing minigames, but I have a lot of very absurd achievements in various MMOs. She was pointing at something. I'm sorry.
Yeah, you follow her gaze, and it's away from the tower, but sort of near it. There is a rather sort of lush-looking zone with brilliant trees.
I would assume perhaps the gardens.
You assume correct.
You want me to go to the gardens to find you a fish? Do you need it alive? That will be a trial. Are there others like you? Are they all teeth? Now, here's the thing. I don't remember what I remember and what Drausken remembers, but I think there was a creature of many eyes elsewhere. Does Drausken know about that? I can't recall.
I don't think Drausken saw that. I know others did.
I know that that somebody saw it before the fight, and I think a lot of people saw it after the fight.
Looks like Tania has something to add. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say, yeah, Yi-Ling saw it.
Okay, but
I
you
can't
don't. You
remember
can't
if
confirm.
Drausken. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let's make it easy and say you did. There you
Oh.
go. You took just
Okay.
because there were two instances where people saw
Yeah.
it, and you may have seen it in the first instance.
I don't recall, but okay.
Now that is the case.
Great. There was a creature of eyes. Is that another of you?
She clasps her hands together in front of her chest and nods emphatically.
Is it bound to you? Is it family? Is it part of you?
When you said family, it starts pointing at you.
I see. But this creature of eyes, we saw it in the waking world. This is the dream. Are you also in the waking world? Or do you move between them?
She's not exactly sure how to gesture to answer that question.
Well, that's all right. My name is Drausken, and I will try to be a friend to you. I think I shall go pursue a fish now.
She reaches out with both of her hands with some trepidation towards one of your hands.
Drausken will, with a little bit of hesitation, offer his hand.
She very gently, not wanting to hurt you, wraps her toothy paws around your fleshy palm and pats it with the second hand on top.
It's only a dream, it's only a dream, it's only a dream.
And then she lets go of your hand, and it is a very physical touch. You can sense her reality. And then it suddenly hits you, Drausken. She is in the waking world. And for some reason, you can still interact with her.
I have a lot to talk about with the group when I meet back up with them.
Let's go there now, shall we? All right. So we're going to go back to the mansions, which is a very, very generous term for the residences where people live. Though, to be fair, in the dream world, it is beautiful. All right. We'll actually go to the scene. All right. Can you see the scene okay? Very good. Now, is everyone else still there? If you are in the scene, leave yourself up here. And if you are not, please move yourself to the white bar at the bottom. I think you're muted, Tiana. I cannot hear you.
You are correct. I turned off my microphone because there was a
Hey,
siren.
for once it was you, not me.
You know what? I will take that. It's a small win.
That's right. So after a indeterminate amount of time, Drausken returns to the group within the safe house. Drausken opens the door and enters, shutting it behind himself.
I mean, he wakes up.
I don't know.
Oh, you mean he goes back to the house in the dream world? Got it.
I was also confused because I was like, wait.
I was also confused.
Well, I guess you tell me, right? Did you want to wake up, or did you want to go back in the dream world? I didn't understand.
Oh, no. Drausken was going to head to the gardens to try and catch a fish.
Oh, you're going to the gardens. Why did I think you're going back to the group?
I do not know.
Brains are funky around holiday time.
Okay.
Your beard's not long enough to do that yet, man. Sorry.
Well, neither is yours.
I don't grow one. I would if I could.
Stretch your chin. It's fine.
All right. Well, either way, I'm going to go back to everyone else then, so that they too can play the game.
What?
All right. So, what are you up to?
So I believe when we had last left off, we were discussing the people who are not elves going to sleep and going into the dream world, while the people who are elves basically like track each other along the path, because there are some things that will need to have physical in real world doors open, and some things that will need to have cognitions defeated on the dream side. I'm fully using the Persona references here because I'm immediately thinking of Yusuke's mentor's palace. Can't remember his name. Madarame.
Yeah.
Madarame.
Yeah.
Art guy. Art asshole. So I believe that was where we had kind of left off with the idea that Yi-Ling and Lin were looking to go to sleep, and I don't remember if Loraphyra was going to try to get some rest to at least recoup some damn spell slots, because I'm fine for health. It's my spell slots that are hurting.
Okay.
But also this was the safe place to be like Lynn and Yi-Ling, if you can, now's the time to cross over. After we had fed our gracious host.
Fish cakes and fish fry.
With feast.
Fresh fish. Thanks to Lynn.
And recently, more fresh fish.
Okay. So you're all in the safe house, and it's just the three of you, correct? Well, not including your host and your new friend.
Friend. Sure, let's go with that word.
A masked moon elf who has declared herself an agent of Shar.
Night Eye, if my notes
That is
are
correct. That is correct. Her name is Night Eye.
I wrote a couple things down. Not much, but I do write some things down.
I'm glad at least a couple of things pique your interest.
I try to write down names, because those are the
Yes.
things that are the hardest for me to remember.
Okay.
Well, our plans appear to be drafted out. Are we ready to depart?
Sure, this is exactly a good idea, but we need to see if it will work. Although this one, she nudges Drausken's leg. Should have been back a long time ago. Still,
Well.
still the stubborn old man.
Well, perhaps he is finding good intel on that side that he will share with you once you arrive.
I suppose we will find out.
100% the reason he's still there. There's absolutely no other reason.
No
that he's still
reason
there.
whatsoever. Nope, not a single one.
All right.
Night Eye, how are you for your levels of rest and power at this point?
I am fit enough to move on.
All right. I will admit that my strength is a little low at the moment, but I feel we can move as we need to in the light.
Where shall we go?
Well, if I recall correctly, we had discussed making our way towards the tower, as you had said that there were ways that we may be able to open on this side that may be closed on the dream side, and vice versa.
Yes.
I
Yes.
fully admit that you have done more exploring than we have. We have been here a very short time, so I find myself needing to rely on you to an extent for intelligence.
I, as well, will be relying on you to actually be able to accomplish anything. Alone, I have been overwhelmed.
This is an overwhelming realm.
And then highway to the tower.
Indeed. And Lin and Yi-Ling, you will also aim in that direction, I believe. And do I recall correctly that we have a way of calling back and forth across the dream?
The crows. Ravens,
Crows.
sorry.
Yeah. So we'll be sending messages through the ravens when you two have found Drausken and the wild, and you are aiming for the tower. Send a raven. I think
We'll do our best.
it would be best for Night Eye and I to remain here until then, as this is a safe place thanks to Lynn's protective magic.
Right then. Lynn gets to work and clears out 2 spots on the floor where she can lay out some linen cloths on the straw mat. One for Yi-Ling, one for herself to lay down on. and she will, with the druidcraft and prestidigitation, scatter lavender petals to scent the mats for a good night's sleep.
Very nervous about this. All right.
You should be.
That does not make me feel better, but thank you. All right. And Yi-Ling will carefully lay her glaive beside her. Never been one much to fall asleep easily, but let's try.
All right. It does not take long.
Wounded.
And you both drift away. You slip into unconsciousness.
I don't care for that tone.
Still a little Doors reference, guys. Okay. And you make your way to the tower, correct? Or rather to the palace.
They're not like to simply let us walk in. We may need to make some preparations.
Well, I'm taking you there.
Okay.
So says God.
That was not the authority figure I was immediately going to call to with that tone, but okay.
Because we got to get it moving. All right.
Ain't nobody got time for long walks through several maps. Oh no, load.
Yeah, you might want to give this one
There
a
it goes.
second because it's
He's
big.
big. He's
It's a
so
big map.
big.
Holy maker.
Holy.
And funny enough, it
just
loaded
keeps going.
instantaneously for me
Lucky you.
You refreshed
wow.
all your stuff.
because I'm not there.
Yeah, I was kind of under the impression that they were going to be looking for Drausken, but here we go.
It appears to be night here. Interesting.
It's so pretty. Look at this.
So many guards.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, what do you expect? It's the Empress's home. Ooh.
Well, this is it. The Golden City. This is my home. As I remember it.
Are we going to try to find Drausken in the wild? Or, I mean, is there any way in even? I count 6 guards just from here.
Let me think. Is there something I can cast real quick?
If you belong here, could you just walk in, or would that be bad?
Not without purpose. Remember, there are always labors to be done.
Is that the river down there?
It is
It's very
a
swift.
moat surrounding the castle.
It is potentially a way in.
Need to reread something very quickly.
Alright, well. The easiest thing is first then. Claudio, my dear, you go fly around and see what you can see. Count how many guards there are other than these 6.
Okay.
My buddy.
A
Friend.
buddy.
My baby.
All right. After some time, Claudio returns in a wisp of smoke, appearing at your arm once again, and the information is duly delivered. There are guards stationed all around the compound, as you may imagine, though there are some more open places than others. One creature of note is a rather imposing looking Jiangshi just across the bridge and into the yard. He describes a wicked looking creature about 12 feet tall, covered in scars and completely hairless.
Hell. I don't know, Linda. We can just. How tall is this real big building in the center?
In the very center, like the tower
Palace, yeah.
itself. That is about 50 feet high in the pinnacle.
So like 5 stories?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Sorry, there's a siren in the background. In IRL. Goodness gracious.
All right. I have an idea.
All right.
Lynn's going to take one piece of her paper talismans, whisper a small prayer, and then hold this out to Yi-Ling's hands. And with a single cast of prestidigitation, you now have a wicker basket in your hands.
Oh, okay.
And then I do not know if I'm permitted to do such because I have both Druidcraft and Prestidigitation. Can we fill that basket with flowers?
Sure.
You're allowed to have 3 cantrips going at once, or something.
You can have as many as 3 Prestidigitation effects going simultaneously for the next hour.
Yeah, Druidcraft actually doesn't necessarily mean it's temporary. It describes like making things like a flower grow, but it doesn't revert once it's done.
Right. Okay, follow my lead.
Very well. She will do her best to look not intimidating with a glaive on her back. She doesn't know the thing about this is her own perception, and she could probably make it disappear.
The guards step in front. Where are you going?
I'm here to tend to the gardens.
I don't recognize you.
My lady does not like to have her flowers kept waiting.
Roll intimidate or deception.
I am playing the wrong character for this.
You are telling the truth, technically.
I am telling the truth. You know what, Florian? Give me a hand here.
Brood. All right.
So, for those playing at home, we recently got a major buff to all of our ravens, and one of the abilities that they have now is the ability to do the angsty teenager edgelord brood.
The Shadow Raven appears at your
boy.
shoulder
Oh,
and
no.
provides very little.
One and a two.
Deadpool. Can we Deadpool?
I'm in favor. We've got 3 charges.
Yeah.
God,
I second
guys.
it.
Smoke them if we've got them.
Smoke
So it
we've
was
got
said.
him.
All right.
Or we can do a pipe too.
Well, a 9.
Wow. Okay.
It's better.
Oh boy. Oh.
I just come
boy.
off looking kind of grumpy.
Intruders and spies, I think. So you're here to deliver flowers? Well, that one carries quite the weapon.
I am my lady's bodyguard. And I help with the flower picking.
Strange that you are not at her body.
Should I be afraid of the palace guards?
Yes.
I don't think so, and the Empress herself requested this gardener here.
I look to the trees on either side of me and say, your shrubs have not been trimmed in 2 seasons.
That is not my task. I am a guard.
It is mine. That's why I am here.
Then it is you who have shirked your duty.
Because I need to be here, if you would let me through.
I remain unconvinced. But I can make sure that Our Lady gets your message. Surrender yourselves for incarceration.
Yi-Ling just looks to Lynn for yay or nay.
My lady knows her gardener. I have nothing to hide here.
All right, I am going to give you a chance to persuade.
Yi-Ling will hold out her glaive. If that helps.
I would say it doesn't.
Not like as threatening, but like handing it over.
Well,
Also-
Surrender it.
I actually
Also,
do have Quentin persuasion. I'm a little better
s-
at this.
Assume that your glaive is not of the Acathian, fashion. Neither
I
is
mean,
your garb.
You know.
I actually remarked about that before. Isn't it a Guandao?
Yeah, it's a Guandao. So might not be quite the right look, but it's probably not that far off. For clothes, definitely far off, but got that barbarian blood. They're nicer clothes.
Okay.
We're comfortable anyway.
She dresses like a northerner.
Lots of planets have a north.
I can roll persuasion.
Nice.
Much better.
30-20. Yeah.
One of the other guards steps forward. No, wait. I recognize this one. I remember seeing you in the gardens. I thought you were... Well, clearly you're not, so never mind. This does check out. Though why are you not at the gemstone?
If I'm at the gemstone, who is tending to the flowers here?
Very well. You may pass.
Lay back slowly.
So, from the information given to you by Claudio, you know of all 4 locations of the guards just ahead of you.
Are we going to tell the same story? Just
The way
keep
to the
going as far as
tower
we
will
can?
be here. Well, at the site of the first yard, we do need to tend to laborers for a bit, if only to make good on our bluff.
I will follow your lead. Oh, by the way, did you know that guard? Do you remember them?
Do
Then
I
you
remember? I don't.
probably have no recollection of him.
If we have met, the memory is lost to me.
Nice to know that you at least are known, right? Perhaps you have other friends here.
That much I fear.
As we'll find out one way or another.
As you approach the 2 guards standing at the center, they kind of nod and part.
I will nod back and follow Lynn through.
All right. I feel like I want to keep a safe distance from this fellow here. So why don't we just work our way around here and start trimming this tree?
All right.
I'm gonna hand you a pair of hand shears, and I'll just show you how to do it.
Very well.
I don't expect you to do it perfectly. I'll probably go over what you do and then make it all nice and smooth. As long as we are laboring at something. Make
Why do
yourself
you
look
assume
busy.
I will not do a good job? I can do this.
Our ladies and men are very exacting.
Just double check my work. I believe I can.
After some time, maybe a couple of minutes, the rather large Jiangxi floats its way towards you.
Heads up, Lynn. We have company.
I will continue laboring at the tree.
Gardener, what are you doing? Have you not seen the lady's plans?
I am seeing to them now, as they have not been tended to.
She doesn't need them tended in the same way. They are to be done differently. Have you not read her scrolls?
What are her instructions for me?
You do not know them. How very curious. You assumed to know the Empress's plan without gazing upon it. You recall, Lin, that Sin Sheng would give new orders pretty much every night.
Pretty much, yeah.
To change the landscape of everything. Now, sometimes that didn't mean a big difference for your garden. Sometimes it did. But you recall that there were about 7 different patterns that would often be used or reused in different combinations with the architecture.
I see. Which season does she demand?
Well, what season is it now? And
Do I have any way of discerning that?
absolutely, you look around at the
As-
trees. It appears to be late fall.
The waning of autumn, the falling of the leaves.
Let's see. Give me a insight check.
Heck yeah.
All right, you have a pretty good guess as to what the plan likely is tonight. When you begin to shape it in this way, the Jiangshi produces a scroll and unfurls it, looking at your work. Nods. Do not require me to watch you again. Your nonchalance should be punished.
You may allay my difficulties to the guardsmen outside.
Why?
A misunderstanding, but not one that would keep me from my task.
Deception.
Oh boy. But it was a misunderstanding.
Yes, you outright lied to him. Yes, it was a misunderstanding. I see. Just take responsibility next time.
I just keep my mouth shut and bow my head.
Follow suit.
A close thing, but so far, so good. All right, let's go back to Loraphyra. At this point, pretty much. Oh, whoops! We were trying to grab that at the same time.
I didn't
Sorry.
touch anything.
Just trying to move my character out of into the dream world line.
Are you still meditating?
I'm not trancing, if that's what you are asking.
Can I ask you some questions?
If you like. Cannot promise to answer all of them, of course.
Of course. Where are you from?
A number of places.
Originally.
Originally, the Shadowfell.
You were born to my lady's embrace. from her womb.
I was born in my lady's service.
The Dark Lady loves all of her children, even those who would share in her power.
I am certain that your devotion to your lady brings you comfort and purpose. And I cannot begrudge anyone that.
How did you get here?
What do you mean?
How did you get to this place?
Oh, to a Cath.
Correct.
I think I will save that for when I know you better.
Can you help me get out?
I hope so.
Is there anything that I need in order to make that happen?
Stay close to us. It seems to be the surest way, hopefully. We are still learning. We are still learning.
Do you have access to someplace secure, secret, safe from prying eyes?
Yes, but not here.
Then I must implore you, take me there. Take me to safety.
I have said that I will do as I can to help you from here. Is there anything else that you are hiding from?
She hesitates for a good long while and then says, no.
Loraphyra just tips her head at her. Just, I have done my best to be forthright with you. Even if that is only to say, I cannot tell you that yet.
I believe you. And I thank you. But of course, in the end, our paths must diverge as we serve two very different patrons. She
do.
noticeably raises her voice slightly when saying that. You want to give me an insight?
I would very much like to give you an insight on that one. Because I'm like, who are you talking to?
So 13?
13.
So with a 13, you glean, of course, that she's trying to ask for something without asking for something, right? She's being very careful about what she says aloud. She clearly wants to hide something from some prying ear. And then it dawns on you that Shar may be able to hear anything that is within the Shadowfell, or even within Ravenloft itself.
Huh. Well, I can make you no overarching promises, nor give you any reassurances. As I'm sure you know, this realm is chancy. But I can tell you, there are other winds that one may catch wing on.
Roll persuasion or deception, depending on your intentions.
I mean, they're both the same, but I am genuinely trying to persuade her.
Then let's go with that.
17. Cool.
She reaches up and grips around the chin and jaw of her mask, and then slowly brings it off kilter and begins to lower it. And you see the face of a quite beautiful female moon elf. She has almost pointed arch eyebrows and a Cupid's bow upper lip. Her eyes are large, almost innocent looking, aside from the dark circles painted around them.
The Batman eyes.
Yeah, pretty much. Pattinson Batman eyes. And she sets it down next to her, the mask that is, and she looks up at you with a look of almost desperation. As she reaches out and lightly touches your hand before withdrawing it, and says, and just gives you a nod.
I will give her the warmest smile that I can procure and rest my hand between us, palm up, in silent welcoming if she wants to establish a point of contact between us, but not force it anything.
She reaches out with a hand, and with her fingers extended initially, and then sort of withdrawing slightly, curling them back, and then she kind of like looks to the sides and slowly reaches down and places her hand in yours.
My fingers very gently curl around her hand with a very gentle, reassuring squeeze. Almost like touching a baby deer. Try not to startle her.
A bit of black from the paint around her eyes drips down, smearing across her cheek. And she offers a small smile. And then she looks up at you with pink red eyes, moistened by the emotion welling inside of her. And she tightens the grip just a little.
I will squeeze back very gently. And then I don't know if something like Morse code or a tap code exists in Faerun or in this like world. But if such a thing exists, I would want to like tap a quick like a quick "Do you understand?" message, just like whatever, like a 3-letter code, not SOS obviously, but something like "You there?" Just
You don't have-
Normally, it is a class feature called Thieves Can't.
Yeah,
I
well,
was about to say.
some of us are clerics and don't get that.
Some places have hand talk, you know.
I mean,
Did
I was just reading the first book of Dritz, so I know that there are other people who get that.
Roll performance.
Of course, the hard thing about me running this stream is that I have to go between like 3 different tabs before I can see what I rolled, but that was a 14.
She squeezes back in a pattern. Roll insight.
18.
So what she has done is she doesn't know any code, and neither do you. But she does repeat the pattern that you gave her, indicating her willingness to follow.
I can work with a good follower. Take that however you like. Okay. Kind of nod to her a little bit. And plan to come up with a, because it, from what I'm understanding from what she said and what I know, Shar can hear into this realm, but may not be able to see into the realm. So she may not be able to see things like tapping or perhaps notes that are passed.
Well, while Shar can see a great many things, she's not actually omniscient.
Right.
And as none of the gods are, I don't think even Ao's omniscient per se.
And if the gods
Somewhere out there, a priest of Helm takes personal offense to my statement.
and if the god
Helm's not even around anymore. He's like 3 guys now.
as we've been exploring in Westgate. And if the
That's 3
gods
pairs of eyes.
And if the gods can't, then in theory, no one else should be able to unless they are focused on Night Eye, which...
You know who else can't? Thieves.
You know I could just toss you off of this call, right?
Thieves can't. Get it?
I know, I understood that.
That's my joke, guys.
God. Oh, dad jokes, I swear to God.
That one was a knee slapper.
But for the moment, at least, Loraphyra will remain content in just holding Night Eye's hand and trying to offer her the reassurance of the presence of another person who understands and sympathizes. And even if I can't necessarily make her any promises right now, I do at least want to try and offer that connection between 2 people.
As of now, Loraphyra, I am at your disposal. You can use my skills however you need.
I think it is going to take both of us, as the ones who require the least amount of actual sleep, to make it through this side. So, Night Eye, you may also rely on me.
I am glad to hear it. I know that those of my faith are not often trusted. So,
In fairness, were the situations normal, I would rarely count upon someone who is between the elf and the human worlds, a Jiangshi, a hobgoblin. These are unusual circumstances. And perhaps they are unusual enough to overcome the differences between us.
Your experience in this matter makes you wise.
I hope so.
When your friends call upon you, can I accompany you? I don't want to be away.
Yes.
Good.
When my friends call, we will aim for the tower together.
All right, let's catch up with Drausken.
We have the party split 3 directions.
Have fun, Adam.
Or
Now
if you
I am.
count the wild.
I'm not counting the wild because Andrew isn't here today.
But
That's
he
right.
was also in a different place and not with anyone else.
That's true.
Where will he end up? We'll find out. That's the fun.
We'll find him randomly sleeping under a log when we make the assault.
Next time on Death Domain Z.
Okay. Actually, this might be a good break time if we would like, unless you guys want to just power through it.
I think it might be a good idea to take at least a 5-minute break real quick, just to get everyone a chance to get up, stretch, take meds, do the things that you need to do. Bio break. So we will be back in about 5 to 10 minutes, folks. Hopefully less than 10. Yeah, we'll be back very shortly. See you soon.
All right.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back from break. We ran a little bit over on the break because we were talking about stuff behind the scenes. Don't worry about it. Thank you so
Totally
much.
normal stuff.
Totally normal. Totally
The
normal.
most normal.
Thank you for the follow, Sleepy Guy. I'm gonna turn music down because I imagine we're being overwhelmed by music. I got so discombobulated talking about stuff that my brain didn't remember to turn down
Totally
music. Totally
normal
normal stuff. Adam, back over to you, my friend.
So we are with Drausken in the Gemstone Garden. You have just passed through an old stone archway, still within the dream world. As you pass along the rows of trees, you can see some Jiangshi floating about and tending to things and keeping watch for wayward workers. You can smell the freshness of the waters around you, and there is a sense of tranquility that finally meets the sense of eerie unease. Not clearing this for any reason, just because it's there and bothering me. So, Drausken, there is a Jiangshi to your right, another to your left, and the one at the left, there is a bridge going across. You could hear a bit of disturbance in the tranquility just up ahead. Get back to work, you hear. And then you hear the sharp cries. Ah! No, stop. Please.
Drausken's going to start heading up that direction, sort of purposefully looking around, trying to figure out if it looks like there's any of the normal woodworking he can busy himself pretending to work on, but it doesn't look like there is.
Okay. Give me a perception roll. Okay. What kind of tools do you have on yourself?
Just, I would assume, general woodworking tools, lathes, levels, probably not a saw, but anything for kind of small, meaningful woodworking.
You notice that there is a bit of moss that has grown onto the bridge, and it doesn't seem to be there aesthetically on purpose. You don't exactly have masonry or cleaning tools, but you might be able to fake it.
All right.
Alternatively, you could try to find something to do at the bridge across the way or at the pagoda at the far side.
For right now, Drausken will just keep his lathe handy, but he's going to actually just head across the bridge with that "I'm busy, don't talk to me" sort of expression on his face.
Roll intimidate.
Okay. I think we've established that I am not intimidating. This frail old man carrying woodworking tools.
This is definitely another mark, and the charisma should not be used for intimidation column.
So, as you are headed to the bridge, Zhangxi floats in front of you. Where are you going?
I need to cross the bridge. There is cleaning to be done.
And he'll kind of like bow in a combination of respectful deference and "I'm scared of you."
Give me a deception.
Also, something I'm super good at.
Is it deception if he has genuine reason to be very scared of a Zhangxi?
Yeah, but he's Drausken. Hey.
Apparently, I'm better at pretending I'm scared than pretending I'm busy.
I think every great warrior should be good at deception. So you seem to placate the creature with your deference and fear. Yeah. Get to it then.
Yes, of course. Yes.
He floats off in the opposite direction to go harass somebody else.
Yeah, break you in half, you little.
That's why I wanted the deception.
Don't fear no ghosts.
Because fighters be like, I do have action surge. Meanwhile, you see a rather bulky, powerful-looking woman carrying a basket on her back, doing something into the waters, but right now she's not working. She's cowering. The Zhangxi behind her, with its claws reaching out, seems to be terrorizing her.
I'm going to go ahead and move over to that location, again trying to exude a aura of, respectful deference and fear, and interpose myself with
Please, allow me to help her. We will get it done, I promise.
All right. You interpose yourself, and she looks over at you and she clearly has no idea who you are. And in fact, she's a little taken aback by the hobgoblin face that shows up in front of her.
Now that's racist.
Yes, well,
Isn't everyone else?
Yeah, I mean, okay, I'm gonna let that comment go. But anyway, not your comment, but the one I was thinking of. As she looks over at you, the Zhangxi goes, "Get back! I have not seen you here before. This is her duty."
Yes. But if the lady's will is not done, then we have all failed her.
Charisma check of your choice.
God damn it.
I don't know. I've been in the military a long time, and I know how the chain of command works.
So is it?
I have 0 good charisma skills, unfortunately.
Uh-oh. Oh.
Oh no. Oh no.
We'll make a bid for performance because I haven't rolled that one yet tonight.
Let's do it. Let's do it.
Fuck it, we ball.
It's not awful.
Okay.
Well,
Got a 12.
good.
The Zhang, she swipes at you with its arm. Do you want to try to defend yourself or
Nope.
accept the... Okay.
I'll take the hit.
The blow connects.
Whatever. What's gonna do? 50
Four-
damage.
14. 14 bludgeoning damage. Could be a lot worse. You dare make excuses? Fine. Get to it. And
Thank
he
you. Of
backs
course.
off a
Of
little
course.
bit and goes to attend to something on the other side of this little island. You have a little bit of blood running from your mouth, but otherwise that didn't go nearly as bad as it could have, and you've taken your fair share of hits. You're like, yeah, I
Like
let
a
you
tenth
hit.
of what I've taken in some of these battles.
Yeah, exactly. It's nothing. It's nothing. Like that side's still numb. I don't.
All right.
Thank you, the burly woman says.
I'm gonna kneel down next to her and kind of gesture for her to kneel down as well.
She does so.
What are you doing here?
Working? Or I was.
Obviously. What are you supposed to be doing?
Tending to the fish.
I was hoping you'd say that. I
Oh?
need a fish.
Why do you need a fish? You can't have a fish.
Trust me, if I told you, you'd think I was crazy.
I already think you're crazy. But you're cute, so I'm gonna do it.
2 ships in one night. Let's go.
Hell yeah.
Do you think we could transport a fish in one of your baskets and keep it alive?
And keep it alive? My basket is wicker. I cannot keep water in there. Do you have, I don't know, a really large water skin? Or another piece of leather? Why are you blinking at me? What does that mean? What does that mean?
Hometown.
Okay.
I need to get a fish back to the market. If you can help me, I'd appreciate it. Plus, it'll get you away from that thing for a little while.
Fuck. Okay, I have some supplies in the gazebo just over there.
You don't seem, if you'll pardon me, as broken as the others around here. Are
Trust
you
me,
new?
I am scared out of my mind all the time, but it's better than starving. I was slacking off when I thought that thing wasn't looking. I do it whenever I can. No one is going to stop me from slacking off if I can help it. I will work incredibly hard to do nothing if it is at all possible.
Our queen.
We love her. We don't know her name, but we love her.
Well, then
We've all
fortunately for
worked
you-
service jobs.
Fortunately for you, I have just the excuse.
I love excuses.
Now, Unfortunately, that is something very large and ugly over there by your gazebo.
Yes. Yes, it's one of the guardians.
Well, tell me more.
Oh. Well, there's one assigned near each of the strange creatures. I don't know why, but the Jiangshi don't bother them. You see that thing over there, that collection of smoke and wisp? That's a person, I think.
Oh, there's another one.
Another one? You've seen another one?
Yeah, it's what the fish is for. Try to keep up.
Where did you see this one?
In the market. Why does it matter?
Teeth?
Indeed.
Yes, that's one. No matter what they do, the Jiangshi don't bother them. And I'm jealous. If they could do nothing all day and the Jiangshi never say anything, I wish I was made of teeth.
It's
Or
a
smoke.
strange wish.
Or eyes.
Do you think if you went back to the gazebo to collect your things, that would qualify enough as doing work to keep them from harassing you?
As long as I took that and started doing something with it right away.
Well, good. Do that. Then come back here. I'm going to have a chat with smoke thing.
Okay, but be really careful. If that thing sees you, it might intervene.
Noted.
Okay.
Off you go.
Yep. Fuck. Fuck. Starts ankle deep in the water, starts like sloshing through, trying to get to the other side. This distracts the larger Jiangshi quite a lot, as it creates a sort of disturbance and breaks the tranquility in the area. And she's like doing this. She's walking like, oh my gosh.
If it looks distracted, then actually I'm going to go move over here, kind of by the tree, maybe even behind the tree from its view.
Okay. The creature kind of floats over and behind the other side of the tree, trying to spy at you without you noticing, but you'd notice. For
Kind
just a moment, the smoke congeals, and you see the face of a young girl.
I will kind of, and then sort of kneel down, trying to look as small and unassuming as possible by the edge of the water.
She turns backward away from you and around the tree, and what was behind now becomes her face once again, and she reforms on the other side. She wisps around you and looks into your face.
Calm now. I'm a friend.
She mouths some words, but nothing comes out.
I cannot hear you, but I know of others that consider you to be family. Teeth, eyes. Do you know them? You are being watched by those creatures. Why? Do you know? Is it the palace? You serve the Empress, but you don't work for her, do you? Does your presence give her power, strength? Does it reinforce the land in some way? That's fair. Hard questions, I know. I am here getting a gift for your tooth sister. She desires a fish. Do you desire anything? A fan, a top, something that spins? A top. Yes? Perhaps I will be able to find such. I will take my leave now, but perhaps I will find what you seek somewhere else. For now, I'm catching this fish. Good luck, young one.
And then Drausken's going to head back over to where the fish were and await the the slacker extraordinaire.
Okay, so as you go over to do that, you can see she's made her way over here, and the large Jiangshi is bearing down upon her. As that happens, the spirit, the wisp of smoke, goes near to it, swirls around him, gaining his attention, and he turns towards her, looking at her, unsure of what to do. Meanwhile, your companion makes the rest of her way to the gazebo, gathers a bundle, and starts heading back. Fuck. Okay, I'm back. I've got it.
Good.
Here. Here's some leather and some stitching. I think I could put this together really fast. Yes. Get me some pond scum, some algae, something.
I can do that.
He'll go kind of over to where the water is, find some spots where maybe some is growing on the rocks, and just go sort of scrape it off with the lathe.
Okay. All right. Here we go. I've made a little bag, such as it is. Go ahead and just start lining the entire inside.
I can do that.
Okay. All right. Oh shit, he's coming back. This Jiangshi comes back floating your way. Buy me a minute.
Okay. Drausken will stand up and walk over to the Zhanshi.
I'm sorry, my lord. I have a question. I have forgotten. Does the lady want all of the moss scraped off of the stonework, or were there specific places that she wished to have it remain?
Imbecile! Did you not see the scroll?
I'm sorry. I've been busy.
You've been busy? Maybe you'd prefer to go hungry.
No, my lord. It's just a lot of work, and I'm trying, but I'm old.
You know what's coming.
Old man Drausken deception.
Oh!
Oh no!
jeez.
No!
And then he nat fucking 20s it. What the hell?
Doesn't have enough health for this shit. Wait, does it matter in the dream world? I forget.
Yes.
See?
All right.
Right to the word.
He slaps you hard across the face, and then as you're like recovering and getting up, he comes over and pummels you a couple of times and just starts beating you. And finally this girl runs over and she goes, "Hey, stop it." And she shakes her finger at this thing. "Now listen here," and starts like telling him off. And even though you were taking this on purpose, she just starts giving him the business. And then he backhands her really hard. And she goes flying across the grass, skidding along the soil, and falling in a plop. And she struggles to push herself up on her hands, but she can't.
Please, forgive us. We will get back to work immediately.
Immediately.
Drausken will run over and kind of try to pull her to her feet, and then, like, just start working on something, scraping the moss off of the stonework next to us, and basically is just like shoveling this moss into her hands and being like, "Keep working on the basket, go."
It's done. I got your fish.
Thank you. You shouldn't have done that. But thank you.
You know what? I'm gonna go ahead and say it. Fucking hate that guy.
Well, maybe we'll come rip his head off later.
You sure know how to talk to a woman. She smiles at you. There's a tooth missing from where she got hit.
All right. Well, in that case, Drausken will go over, retrieve the fish, and then kind of try to escort her with this, I assume, unwieldy package away from the garden.
It's not that crazy. I mean, it's probably the size of a basketball altogether. Not that you know what a basketball is, but, Dane does.
We play hoops all the time back in Falkovnia.
Yeah, he does play charades, basketball.
Team building activities. Gotta do it
Exactly.
in the army.
That's right. She's like, I have more I have to do, but go on without me. Hey, what's your name?
Drausken. Yours.
I'm double checking.
That is not
Got
her
hit so hard
name.
she forgot her own name.
My name's Ling. Lu-Ling.
Lu-Ling. Jungmu. Lu-Ling. I will definitely forget these, but good to know.
It's good to meet you.
Take care of yourself. And if you're gonna slack off, find somewhere easier to hide.
I'll figure it out.
Good on you.
And then he will busily take his package and move off.
All right. Let's go back to the castle.
Okay. Lily.
Our do nothing queen.
Where are we? Here we are. Trimming a tree.
All right, you guys do the trimming the tree dance to try to make everybody around you as placable as you can. And it would appear that the large Zhangxi has grown bored of you.
I hate that guy.
There'll be plenty of time to kill all of them.
That's going to be the new catchphrase of the campaign.
I hate that guy.
Good.
Lynn is going to, for a minute, take her attention off of trimming the trees to tell Yi-Ling, do not speak back to the custodians. Do not do what I did.
I didn't do nothing at all, but what's next?
What's next? What's next? Lynn almost appears lost in thought. She had kind of fallen into a rhythm, just trimming the trees like nothing was wrong.
So realizing, Lynn, that you didn't have too much more of a plan beyond this, you remember a place within the castle that you were typically assigned to, and it's at the northern end.
Right. We will trim this tree to satisfaction, and we will make our way northward.
Okay, we're going to say you have completed that.
All right. Before that happens, though, I would like to reach into my pouch and with a handful of poppy seeds, call for Florian.
Okay.
Send for Loraphyra. Let her know that we are tending to the palace gardens.
Florian vanishes.
And then we make our way northward.
Go ahead. Move your tokens as you wish. The Zhangxi regards you for a moment and then looks somewhere else, uninterested.
Just continue proceeding through. Is any of this starting to feel more familiar to me as I'm walking through this place?
Yes. Yes, you're more used to seeing it from the inside out as opposed to the outside in, but all of it is becoming much more familiar. At this point, the guards are unlikely to harass you unless you were to, of course, loiter or to approach Ping An Tower itself at the center of the castle.
Of course not. We are going to dutifully make our way around. Is there anything of note that we passed by around here?
Well, there are a couple of more sort of guard towers and barracks nearby where an invading force would be assaulted. Of course, you cannot recall a time in all the time that you have been in Akath where such an assault took place, but you know that wherever the Empress came from was war-torn. And as such, she has designed her palace with both, of course, aesthetic beauty, but also defensiveness in mind.
As they're making their way through here, Lynn is just gonna start, I guess, regaling and saying something along the lines of, This palace once stood in defense of invasion. I, in my time in the city, have never seen nor known war. But it is something I imagine that Our Lady has prepared against. Perhaps in her knowledge of war, she has made our city impenetrable. Of course, there are no foes beyond the mist for which we may have to fear invasion.
Well, a little bit now. I mean, it's us. We are the foes from beyond the mist.
Grab some brooms. We're gonna be sweeping leaves.
Very well. And, just make note. I'm making note of all the fortifications to tell Drausken, so he might be able to better. I know something of war, but not firsthand like he does, so I only know what I learned from my father.
What was your father's vocation? You said that you were not soldiers by trade.
Well, in Mordant, we were. He was at first he was a bodyguard, but then he was able to stop doing that when my mother's business took off, and he really was just my father. Taught me everything he knew, or everything I knew.
You described Mordant as a land with little, if no strife whatsoever. What use have you for bodyguards?
I mean, there are nobles who are always afraid of peasants and, the occasional banditry. And it's more normal than the other places we've been to, I suppose is the best way to put it. Some people good, some people bad. Not everyone friendly.
We're passing by guards. We gotta stay quiet.
Yes.
No chatting on the job.
Roll a wisdom saving throw, both of you.
Uh-oh. I don't like that.
Oh, SpaghettiOs.
Oh no, 3.
I'll point out before Adam says anything that we do have a couple charges in the dead pool left.
If y'all are okay,
I'll
with
second
it.
Do
you.
it.
Okay. 14. That's a little bit better.
Yeah.
Better.
Oh, missed out on that nat 20 there. Oh,
All right.
Oh, that's why I don't ever roll showing both
I
of
know.
them.
I can't.
Right.
It's too sad.
The DC was 10.
Oh, thank God.
You both were able to pass through near the guards without sweating bullets and giving away that you don't belong there. You were able to settle your nerves just enough.
Keep head down, clutch broom.
And you continue along the palace. And you know that somewhere at the height of that tower lies the Dark Lord. And whether that be today or sometime in the future, you will have to confront her there. The source of all the suffering of this land is there.
It's so strange to return under these circumstances.
Is more of your memory coming back, or is it all still nebulous?
Little by little. Only by familiar routine. This is a path I would walk often.
You think you have any family here?
I have no memory of my family.
Well, maybe you'll get lucky.
My mother and father, if they were of this place, then they were also in service to Our Lady.
That is true, but we've met good people here. So, things might be difficult for them, but I like to think that they are here and they are waiting for you to return.
Well, what would they think of me if they saw me now? What I've become?
I think what parents always think of their children.
Disappointment.
Way to ruin it, Adam.
Well, hold on. Chinese parents, though.
Chris can say that. He's Asian.
Yeah.
Surprise!
Lynn, why aren't you a doctor? What happened to med school?
We're getting some personal trauma in on this one.
Hell, if we laugh, I feel like we go to hell.
Die all, die
Yeah,
barreling.
You have permission.
Which of the 9?
Well,
I don't know where the staircase leads to.
I think
So
it's just straight,
you know that
right?
there is a guard ahead of you that does serve as sort of a crossroads checkpoint, and this is a guard you've actually met before. His name is Hu. H-U.
Mhm.
And then it suddenly dawns on you, he might recognize you. Stop. Do not proceed. Lynn. Lynn. How? How are you here?
Ooh, it has been some time.
Some time? You're supposed to be dead.
I beg your pardon.
You're supposed to be dead. You were put to death.
I have to tend to the gardens. I just walk right past him.
Okay, you do so.
Scurries by.
And then he actually leaves his post and goes further into the tower.
Should we do something about that, or do we just keep going?
Just keep going. Just keep going.
All right. But in case we need to leave swiftly, do you know how to turn into a horse?
So the stairwell is going to lead you along this path and then exit here. Yes, exactly. So you can essentially move through the wall.
The covered walkway,
Mm-hmm.
as they do.
And then all of the familiarity hits you, Lynn. This is the place that you tended. This is your place of work, where you were assigned, as far as you can remember.
Look here. The chrysanthemums, they are ready to bloom. We must make sure the sun greets them. And she readies her set of florist's tools and begins tending to the various here's and there's. Weeding, trimming, shearing, whatever it is that needs to be done.
Yi-Ling, you wonder if this is an act or if it's some sort of relapse.
Yi-Ling will putter around like she's doing similar things. She'll like keep an eye on Lynn, and if she seems like she's going in too deep, she'll go over. But she's also, as she's doing, noting all the fortifications, the guard posts, and different defenses. Just trying to get the lay of the land, as it were.
As you are working, Lynn, you hear a voice, which Yi-Ling does not. My friend, Lynn, I cannot believe it is you.
I turn. Where is the voice coming from?
The tree, a face appearing within it. It is a friend that used to spend time with you, at least when you were asleep. Or rather, when you were awake, I should say. I have to keep this straight.
I apologize. It has been so long since I last dreamt.
But you see me, don't you?
I do. Have the seasons treated you well?
They have not been so fair, as your replacement is a far cry from your skill, from your delicate touch. I have missed you, but I thought you carved, parted into many pieces, fed to the very soil that you tend.
This I cannot recall. I have lost so much.
Have you brought a friend?
Yes, a friend. She's here to help us all.
To help us? What do you mean?
To help us wake. To put
So-
this nightmare to rest.
I dare not wake. Or rather, I dare not sleep. I don't know. I don't know what will happen to her. I cannot bear to be rejected again. To have her look upon me with such revulsion.
To whom?
My mother. The Empress. Don't you remember me, Lynn? It's me. Yi. And with that, we're going to switch back to the mansions.
Every time I have to zoom way out to be able to see what's going on.
I know. Why does it not remember where we were? Relations.
Okay. So, Florian appears to you, Loraphyra.
I'll sit up and hold out a wrist.
Who sent the raven? It was Lynn, right?
Lynn.
Lynn, what does the raven say?
Let's see. He says, the gardener and the wanderer have ingratiated themselves. They tend to the flowers within the palace walls.
Then we must away and see what there is on this side of that. Thank you. And Loraphyra will bow her head a little bit in respect of her lady's messenger.
Then, go we to the waking world.
Indeed. And leave our friends' bodies at least, here on this side. So Loraphyra will stand up and squeeze Night Eye's hand one more time before releasing it.
She reaches down and takes the mask up again, putting it back on her face. She readies her weapons and the tools of her trade and exits the building.
Before she does, Loraphyra will look at her for just a moment with the mask on, just lightly touch the edge of it, and meet her eyes through the eye holes of the mask before letting her hand drop away.
She lingers for a moment looking at you, wondering if anything else would happen. But
Not with a mask on, damn it.
when you pass on, she gathers her composure and continues to walk.
All right. I will head into the back room and lean in a little bit. I've forgotten the name of our host. I feel terrible.
Song.
Song. Master Song.
Yeah.
My kinswoman and I are called to begin pursuing on the waking side.
Yes. Say, do whatever you gotta do. Eat my fish.
If you would be good enough to keep an eye on my friends' bodies whilst I'm away.
Yeah, you bet.
Thank you. And she will follow Night-Eye out into what passes for daylight around here.
Right. And as you exit the door and into the waking air, you you make your way towards the dilapidated tower off in the distance. A very different sight than your companions behold. An opulent golden and azure shingled palace. To you, it is a ruin, a long remnant of what glory it must have been. And then there is the sound of the bell, and a glistening and golden light passes over the city once again. And that is where we will end.
So many cliffhangers.
A cliffhanger for every scene.
Oh, buddy boy.
Including the Wild, who started on a cliffhanger.
You know, like you do. We'll find out what he's up to when we return.
He's literally on a cliff, guys. Guys.
It's fine. He's a cat. They land on their feet.
Yeah. Fine.
Thank you
On
all
a
so
night of
much.
revelation.
Indeed. Thank you all so much for joining us this evening. We will not be back until the proper new year because I am traveling and then it is holidays. So we are planning to be back on January 7th. You know, acts of God and dental work notwithstanding. But until then, friends, I will be back tomorrow for Dragon Age 2 before I disappear for the holiday season.
Mm-hmm.
Hoping to beat Act 3, which, you know, I'm getting close. I'm getting there. Gotta go find out when the hell the Templars are up to. No good.
Bullshit.
Always no good.
Unfortunately, it's not different for the mages. So.
It's all bad. Everyone.
All bad.
Yeah.
Everyone's in the shit.
The Shades of Grey are real deep in this
But
game.
there are also very fine people on both sides.
No.
I will yeet something at you through this monitor.
Oh, man.
So thank you all so much for joining us this evening. Again, we will return in January, where hopefully we've kicked Adam into a little bit of shape.
That's right.
Unlikely, but we will attempt.
A shape, spherical mostly.
You know, spherical is a shape. And until then, friends, I hope that your journey back to the mushroom circles is as calm and as peaceful as it is possible to be. And until we meet again, have a very merry holiday season. Stay safe, stay healthy, and we will see you all next time. Good night.